Welcome back. I have a really cool project for you today. It's a little bit different from what we have been doing. Today, we are going to work on mark making. And actually, it's not really just today. This is a project that took longer than I even thought it was going to take, so it might take you quite some time as well. And it should. This is one of those projects that you can just kind of work on for an afternoon, maybe even a weekend, kind of come back in and out of it as you want to. But the goal with mark making is for you to start to create a stash for yourself of many papers full of your marks, because we're going to use these papers later on down the road. We're going to use them for different collaging projects. So yes, you are going to cut them up, which means don't worry about perfection. Never, actually, in art should you super worry about perfection. So here's a few pointers for you before you start. Number one, you want to create a variety of marks. Notice that on this one, I left only a very little bit of the pink paper showing. And on this one, and well, these two, there's less of that paper showing through. This one, there's not a lot of paper showing through at all. So make sure that you have a variety of density on your papers. And the other thing I want to point out that I did that was helpful was that I used several different types of papers and I used several different types of brushes. The papers that I used, I chopped up this salmon paper from my stash. I chopped up an old garbage bag to use. This was Don't Tell Del. I used the back of one of his old paintings on nice watercolor paper. And I chopped up some of my old like sketch paper that I didn't really need anymore and used the good sides for those. The brushes that I used several different sizes of brushes so that I could have a variety of weight in my mark making, and that was helpful too, just for like different densities on my paper. So mark making is doing the same repetitive action over and 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 over again on a piece of paper. So you want to do the same thing consistently. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. As you can see, my ripples, actually, to be honest with you, I tried making straight lines for these. So A, it's not perfect, and B, the inconsistency kind of makes it cool. So when you're mark making, you're trying to do the same action over and over and over again. This is helpful for both the look of the paper, but also to help you practice your paintbrush skills. It helps you get used to using a paintbrush in a certain way. I find it really helpful in building my skill as a painter. So I hope that you can enjoy that process too. A little tip that these take longer than you think they're gonna take, especially if you go into great detail. I don't recommend this one. This took a long time. So it should have kind of a meditative quality to it. I don't want you to feel bored, but I do want you to feel calm when you're doing this. I want you to feel like you're okay with sitting down for, some time and just doing the same thing over and over. It can help you feel more at peace with yourself, which is one of the reasons I think it's a really nice project for this length of time. So again, build your stash of these papers. Blah. We're gonna use them later on. Don't worry about perfection. Try to maintain consistency and enjoy this peaceful time. Have fun with this one, everybody. I cannot wait to see the pictures that you post. Okay, here we go.
Well, let's get going. We'll leave tonight. We'll be gone before the morning light. We'll find a place to lay our head, unless you'd rather go alone instead. Hop on that horse or ride the train. You know that things will never be the same. Just you and I, we'll find our way. Be to Carolina for midday. When you're on your own, nowhere to go, you can rest your head with me. There's a world out there and it's yours and it's mine for the taking. That 10:15, she's headed south. We'll hitch a ride until the rail runs out. No switchyard bull, no ticket may, and if they can't stop us, then nobody can. The road is wide, the moon is bright. We'll cover all the road we can tonight. Just take my hand, enjoy the view, and from the boxcar we'll start anew. When you're on your own, nowhere to go, you can rest your head with me. There's a world out there and it's yours and it's mine for the taking. Don't be afraid, look straight ahead. Don't leave one worry on your mind unsaid. We'll get along just like we should. If I could take your pain, you know I would. I know it's easier to say and hope the longings will just fade away. But you'll never know if you don't leave. There's a million things you need to see. When you're on your own, nowhere to go, you can rest your head with me. There's a world out there.
Hey, be good out there, everybody. Love your neighbor.